Alright guys, it's your boy Bob coming back to you again with another message of peace. I salute you as always in the name of peace. But before all, let's thank the Almighty for allowing us to be alive another day. Let's thank Him for peace. Let's thank Him for wealth. Let's thank Him for health. Let's thank Him for prosperity in our lives. But above all, let's thank Him for love. Amen. You know, I was watching a video yesterday, right, of a brother called Sarah Garvey. I think he's from Jamaica, but he resides in England. And I wish one day that this video is going to reach that brother. In case if it reaches you one day, Brother Garvey, Sarah, I just want to salute you as your brother from Africa. I have been following you for a long time. I have been listening to the debate that you've been having with Muslims in the park. And I admire you, the question that you've been raising that they could not answer. But I just want to say something, right? The question that you have asked in your video, if God is an asshole, I'm even sorry saying that. But the thing is, right, I have understood exactly where you are coming from. Many things that you've talked about is coming from the Bible. You were asking about the downfall of the story of Adam in the Garden of Eden. I just want to tell you this, right? I was raised a Muslim also. I have been reading that story all my life. But I have a different interpretation of that story nowadays. And a lot of things that I have been told, I have my own interpretations. It's just this, right? You have been told about God, I would say, because I know one thing. Right now, you have dropped religion. And I am with you too. I don't subscribe to any religion, but I subscribe to spirituality. And I know you have been talking about spirituality, your African ancestors. But I just want to say one thing, right? The Almighty, I call Him the Almighty. Whether you call Him God, whether you call Him energy, whether you call Him the universe, whether you call Him Mother Nature, whether you call Him Allah, whether you call Him Dieu or Dios, whatever name you call Him, it does not matter. But one thing we agree, even you, deep inside of you, you know when you look at yourself, you are a miracle. The way your eyes move, the way you talk, the way your limbs move when you're talking, the way your head shake, you are a miracle. And you being a miracle, definitely there is a genius behind that. I know you know that. It's not a belief, it's a knowing. Just like we know the sun is there, it's not a belief, it's a knowing. Every single person on this planet know that there is a creator behind us. Some people have been, what I'm going to say, some people have been fed the wrong concept of God. Like, let's say God is supposed to be watching over us. For instance, you teach that to your kids. Then your kid get hurt and he asks you, Dad, why is God watching over me if I have to hurt myself? Who is that God? I hate him. Your kids is reacting to what you have fed him, the wrong conception that you gave him. So my question is this, right? You asked, when Adam fell in the garden, they blamed the devil. And they said, God is all-knowing. If God is truly all-knowing, didn't he know that the devil was going to trick Adam? If God knew that the devil was going to trick Adam, how did God banish Adam out of the garden? Excuse me. That's a legit question. But who said that God is all-knowing in that sense? This is my understanding, right? Let's say you have a student, and then you see your student, right, is on a journey that is irrelevant to school. He put on his uniform, he go to school, but he doesn't study. You as a professor, you can say this student of yours will not be able to graduate based on the path he is following. This is my explanation of when they say God is all-knowing. Like the Quran says, right? We have given you two paths. We have shown you the straight path, whether you become grateful or ungrateful. So now the choice is yours. God have given you the choice to disobey him or to obey him. When we so obedient to God, what do we mean by that? It's not like when they say God have created men just to worship. What does worship mean? I'm gonna ask you, right? If you look at an ocean or a river, we always go back to the source, right? What's the source of that river? Without the source of that river, the river cannot exist. If you stop the river, the source of that river, the river will become stagnant. It's gonna stink. Therefore, we human beings, our source is the Almighty. The minute we cut off contact with the Almighty, we become confused, stagnant, depressed. Therefore, we have to be open vessels for the Almighty because He is behind us. It's not like saying you have to pray this way or that. We look at Africa, right? They say Africa, our ancestors prior to Islam coming or Judaism coming there or Christianity, we were following our ancestors. Our ancestors, they had stone that they were worshiping also. Why were they worshiping stones? Why? It's because deep inside of them, they know there is a powerful being that have created them. But they don't know who is that. Therefore, some people make a stone and worship that stone. They pray to that stone, they talk to that stone, and everything they do it. Same thing religion is doing, right? But spirituality is teaching you to be in contact with yourself first. And the minute you go back to yourself, you go back to the Almighty who created you. Like the Quran says, God is closer to us than our jugular vein. How can He be closer to us than our jugular vein if He resides in heaven or in the sky, as they say? All the concept of God that we have been taught is just from books. We do not know about it. We just have assumptions of the Almighty. For instance, if I talk to a Christian about God, he has his own concept of God. If I talk to a Muslim, he has his own concept of God. If you talk to a Hindu, each person on this planet have their own concept of God. Therefore, when a person comes in contact with a Muslim, for instance, right? The concept of God in Islam. If that person rejects one day Islam, he will reject the God of Islam also. But what is he doing? You cannot reject the Almighty based on what someone told you, what another assumption. Because let's say Islam called God Allah. Does it matter? Jesus on the cross was saying Eloi, Eloi. Eloi in Aramaic, Allah in Arabic, right? If you take the Christian Bible, God is called Allah in their Bible. In English, the Almighty is called God. In French, Dieu, right? In Spanish, Dios. So it doesn't matter what we call Him. What matters the most is that we all agree there is one Creator behind us. So my brother, I will say one thing, right? If you believe in the ancestry Creator, not the religious one, because I know you don't subscribe to religion, you have dropped it. And even what you have dropped is based on what you were taught in Christianity. But what do we know? The only thing I would say right now, right? What do we know? Because the only thing we know is what we've been fed. So when we leave what we have been fed and embrace something new, we should not be so confident about what we have been embracing now. Just the same way we were so confident when we were Christians or when we were Muslim. We were so confident that this is the truth. We talked to other people about it. We convinced them that, hey, this is the only way you can be saved. Now, your mind changes also. You drop it. Whatever you are preaching now, you become so confident about it. We should not be going in life like that. We should be embracing life as students, as an open book. We are open to hear and learn and grow and be helping one another and love one another. Because, bro, you know that love is stronger than anything on this planet. I preach love myself. So I would say one thing. I'm gonna say this. God is not an asshole. Maybe the one that you have been taught is the one that is an asshole. But the Almighty is there who has made us. Therefore, we are here, human beings. So let's embrace one another. And let's throw that anger to our religion. Because I know anyway you don't have the anger. But all I'm going to say is that there is truly a powerful being behind us. Without him, whom we wouldn't be here. One love.